Today we're going to be taking a look at the Zord Ascension Project from Hasbro. This is the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Dino Megazord. This is the first Megazord released from Hasbro, and it has a premium price tag. MSRP is $165, so kind of steep. We got some interesting packaging here where we got some die-cut lightning bolt here revealing the Megazord face, as well as the black and gold Megazord here on the front. You will note that this is plastic free packaging, so once you open up the box you will be glad to see that there is no clamshells or plastic clips or anything like that to mess with. That's part of the Hasbro initiative to get rid of plastic packaging in all of their products. We got a nice glam shot of the Megazord over here on the left hand side, as well as the Power Rangers Lightning Collection branding. On the back, another glam shot in Megazord and tank mode, and then we got these little bitty teeny tiny little action figures of the Power Rangers themselves. You get all 5 Zords. They combine to do the ultimate Megazord. So let's go ahead and get it out of the packaging, see what it looks like. Slip cover removed. On the back you'll see the Zord emblem icon there. Go ahead and slide the top off there. Inside, got some nice semi-translucent emblems of the Ranger helmets, as well as the Zord icons themselves. Very nice. I will say Hasbro definitely did live up to the name with their premium packaging, at least. Inside the top of the sleeve there, you got the Megazord fighting Goldar. Awesome imagery right there. There's also a QR code here, and if you scan it with your phone, you're taken to a little website that has little tech specs and information on the Megazord itself. So handy dandy little info, little added feature right there. But back to the Zords themselves. We got a dinosaur here, got a nice Zord emblem, little wrapping paper job. Take that off and you got each individual Zord and their accessories. Go ahead and unpackage this stuff for you, and we'll get these Zords out. So inside you will find the Zord Ascension Project instruction booklet showing you how to transform all the way from tank mode to Megazord mode, as well as how to manipulate the individual Zords and their little bit of accessories, as well as how to reveal the teeny tiny micro Rangers that are inside each and every Zord cockpit. So put that aside. Here we have the Zords themselves. Start with the Tyrannosaurus Rex. It should be noted that there are no die-cast parts on this. Everything is fully plastic. I pre-ordered this from Entertainment Earth. I was actually able to get it a little bit early because the street date I think is the beginning of September. So props to Entertainment Earth for sending this out and getting it out to me very, very quickly. But T-Rex here. Tip of the tail opens, closes there, knees. Quite a bit of range of motion. Double bend there. No side to side or anything, but up and down of the foot. The arms themselves, it's got 3 finger claws, which is good. They go up and down, out just a hair. So the jaw does open. You can see the Megazord eyes back there. Head goes up, down, no side to side. Legs do come out just a little bit, but that's about it for range of motion on the Tyrannosaurus Rex here. Then we have the Mastodon. I like the paint all the way across. Lines through and through, looks good. No massive gap areas or anything like that. Nice details there on the bottom of his feet. Trunk does have minimal articulation where it spins around. Minimal up and down play. The head, pretty stationary as always because it's always attached in there, but no wheels at the bottom, no rolling. He does have smooth feet though, so you can push him on a smooth surface. Then we have the pterodactyl. This is always the weakest link because this is, you know, no design fault of Hasbro, but this has always just been a very lackluster Zord in terms of its presentation. I will say though, these wings are very, very thin plastic. I mean, just look how pliable and bendable those are. So definitely wouldn't let the smaller kids play with this because that's going to snap off in a heartbeat for sure. So that is a little bit disappointing to see them using such thin plastic there, but overall good details on the chest plate and the pterodactyl. Of course, like I said, all these figures have the little cockpit there so you can reveal the mini Rangers inside. And then we have Triceratops, pretty straightforward. Again, got tank tracks but no actual wheels. We do have some head play, side to side, up and down. Very stiff, pointy horns on the Triceratops, so that's good. It's not the soft, pliable plastic that's going to snap off like the pterodactyl. The tail cannons actually do rotate up, which is cool, so that's a nice feature, like that. And then saber-tooth tiger. The teeth themselves can rotate up and down all the way around 360 to get them in and out of the way. The jaw does open quite a bit. Head does have limited range of motion, up and down, but a little side to side. Legs themselves, you got a bend here, but nothing at the ankle joint. Upper chest area does, again, have a little bit of a side to side sway. Back legs are just going to go up and down, nothing too fancy. No ankle articulation there as well. Tail straight up and down, just hide it out of the way or get it out. And that is the Zords in a nutshell. Other accessories included, you get 2 open Megazord hands. That's a nice little detail. And of course, you get a slew of these tiny little statuesque Rangers. They don't necessarily go inside the Zords anywhere, but you know, it's just a nice little add-on. You can pose them on display in front of the Zords individually if you like. And of course, it wouldn't be the Megazord without the Megasword, and this thing is pretty impressive. 9.5 inches, said all plastic, not die cast. Pretty sturdy though, don't have to worry about this breaking. Nice gold details, even got some molding right here on the inner part. Black handle, nice bright chrome, looking very shiny, very good looking sword. So now that we've seen the individual Zords up close and personal, it's time to compare them to what I think was the standard for Power Rangers collectors for many years. This is the Bandai Legacy Edition Megazord. Now this came out in 2013 and 2015. Original MSRP was $60, has die-cast parts. As you can see right out of the gate, there is a size and scale difference and some detailing differences. So right out of the gate, you got, you know, three fingers there on the T-Rex arms. These, you just got the little C grip. More articulation on the Hasbro side than the Bandai side. However, again, you got these sturdy metal die-cast parts, whereas everything on the Zord Ascension Project is plastic. Going back to more detail articulation, so like I said, you can open the tail there, can't open the tail here. Just overall more details on the Hasbro one. Build quality, this Tyrannosaurus Zord feels good, but this one, just because of the die-cast weight and heft to it, feels much more premium. And since this is being advertised as a premium product for the Zord Ascension Project, I gotta give the win to the original Bandai version. Even though this has more intricate details, this just feels like a better toy. This has better posing, but this just feels like a better toy overall. Then we have the Zord Ascension Project Mastodon, as well as the Bandai Legacy version. As you can see right out of the gate, there's a difference where we got an all black face here on the Zord Ascension. The Bandai Legacy version had the silver face with the black details. Again, die-cast parts here on this Mastodon, all plastic here. You do have the trunk articulation, no trunk articulation. So this one, again, more details, very obvious when you look at the feet right here. Just kind of plain Jane. On the Legacy version, tusk details, you can see they're a little bit more curved. We got stickers here. We got, you know, sculpting and paint on the Zord Ascension. So if I had to pick, I would honestly probably go with the Hasbro version of the Mastodon, honestly. So it looks like we're 1-1. Next up, we have the Saber-Tooth Tiger Zords. Again, Hasbro with the larger scale here, so a bigger figure overall. Bandai Legacy had the die-cast tail, but that was it. Everything else was plastic on it. Again, stickers versus sculpted details that are painted. You get more articulation here on the Hasbro version, much more eccentric moving torso on the front, no hinged jaw here on the Bandai version. Overall, I think I'm probably going to prefer the Hasbro version of this. So it looks like Hasbro's winning 2-1 right now. Then we have our pterodactyls. So Hasbro again on the right, Bandai on the left. Sticker, bright and shiny on the Bandai version. Hasbro version, no sticker, but it's kind of a clear, you know, visor type of plastic here on the front. Doesn't glisten like the Bandai one. Again, stickers versus sculpts and paints. The wings much shorter right here on the Bandai version versus Hasbro much longer, but again, these are very, very thin and very, very subject to breaking. So as much as I like the look of this one, I'm still going to give it to the Hasbro one, even though those wings are way too thin. They should have made that a little bit thicker for sure. And then last but not least, of course, is our Triceratops Megazord. So got our Hasbro version right here. It does have the articulated tail with the cannons that come up and down. Size-wise, as always, the recurring theme here is that the Hasbro version is bigger in scale, length, sculpt, everything. It's a larger. Again with the details, stickers on the Bandai version, sculpt and paint on the Hasbro version. But again, we have die-cast tail, but the cannons didn't rotate or anything like that, so we just had this solid metal tail, whereas we got the articulated cannon tail on the Hasbro. I definitely like the face of the Triceratops more on the Hasbro versus the Bandai one. The Bandai one just, you know, it's a minimal horn detail, and they're kind of just like jetting straight over, whereas this one kind of goes up and out and looks a little more refined in my opinion. You definitely got, you know, the black tank treads versus just all silver here on the feet. So again, gonna give the win to the Hasbro on that one. So it looks like Hasbro wins everything except for the Tyrannosaurus Rex. And everybody's favorite, of course, the Megazord Mode. Now, right out of the gate, the Hasbro Zord Ascension Project is going to be right at about, whereas the Bandai Legacy was an inch shorter. As you can tell, just immediate, this one is a much bigger figure, the Zord Ascension versus the Bandai Legacy. Again, the recurring theme, you get sculpted details and more paint applications here on the Zord Ascension. Legacy had die-cast, but a lot of stickers, more articulation, more posability, more moving parts, more accessories overall with those interchangeable hands, the little Power Ranger figures themselves, a much more detailed power sword. Gotta say, the Zord Ascension one feels a little less stable. I think a lot of that has to do with the all plastic construction, whereas this has the die-cast parts. Specifically where the die-cast parts are makes this mill much sturdier, much more solid and robust, whereas this one, depending on where you pick it up, you get some wiggly loose joints. Here, not as much. So I mean, you get what you pay for in some cases. In this one, I gotta question the MSRP of the Zord Ascension Project. $165 seems a bit steep in my opinion. I think this would have been much more palatable at $125. $100 would have been you know, an amazing experience, I think. $125 would have been nice for most people, but $165, that's a tough pill to swallow. Specifically, like I said, when you could have got this years ago for $60. Unfortunately, this is a $300-400 figure nowadays on eBay. So if you haven't got a Megazord from Bandai in the past, or maybe you're just looking to get your very first Megazord, then, you know, the Zord Ascension Project is going to be your option out there. If you're interested in picking up this product, I'll go ahead and put a product link down in the video description box below. But that does it for this little comparison and video review. Hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, share this video with your friends if you found the information helpful. And as always, thanks for watching, guys. It really means a lot.